Good afternoon or good evening, people. David Belfer here in Melbourne town. It is the 30th of November, and Robert is there in New York. He's looking up some things online that we're going to be discussing. For him, it's still Sunday, the 29th of November. And yeah, this is episode 6. This is our sixth opportunity to sit down and do some exploring. And I think we're going to explore something that's very, very important today, even though I'm not sure what's going to come of it. But I'm very excited. Hello, Robert.
Hey, David, how are you?
Man, I'm phenomenal. I'm phenomenal. I went to the tip today. Have you ever been to the tip?
I don't know if my tip is your tip. So what is your tip?
My tip is when you fill a trailer load full of garbage. In this case, it was actually green waste. We had a massive, massive cleanup of our jungle in our backyard yesterday. And do you have yards in America?
We do have yards and we have grass and trees.
Grass and trees. That's pretty cool. Because in New York, a lot of people don't have their own gardens as such, but we had a massive clear out yesterday because we're putting in a new deck, and it's going to be completely what's it called when you have people come and make up your new garden? Re something or other. The word's gone from my brain.
Redesigned, redecorated,
That, that'll do.
yeah.
Redecorate. So my wife was doing this and pointing to people saying, do that, go here, do that. And I filled a massive trailer full of junk and I went to the tip, which is where we drop it all off and give it to somebody else so they can do something with it. It's very exciting. Very exciting. Is that your tip? It's like a
No,
junkyard.
no,
No?
no, no. Our tip is you're in a taxi cab and you ask for the best stock market and he'll give you a good tip.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're in a cab and you give an extra $5. That's a really good tip.
That's a good tip to the cabbie.
Yeah, or you're eating a steak and you're eating just the edge of it. That's a tip. Or
That's
you're
a
going
tip.
off onto Montauk, the edge of Long Island. That's the tip of Long Island.
Wow. Now that is an amazing different array of tips. There is another tip that I heard about once. There's this guy called T. Harv Eker. I don't know if you've ever met him. He used to say, I think it was his words, it might have been Robert Kiyosaki, but it was one of them, said that if you no, it wasn't either of them. I just remembered who it was. He said, if you're listening to a doctor and they're getting into real estate, it's time to get out. So that was an interesting tip, but we'll talk about that another day. So, mate, how's life going in New York on a Sunday evening? Looks very, very beautiful. So,
Yeah, you were
something
going to say?
I
Yeah,
want to actually just say something. I want you to go outside and look for the full moon because last night Luna was so full here in my town in my life that at 3 a.m. she woke me up and it was so bright. And I went outside and took photographs, and it was like it was daylight.
that's amazing. Actually, my wife and I were just outside about an hour ago, and we saw something extraordinary that you might be able to see as well.
What is that?
In addition to the moon, if you go outside, you can see Mars.
Mars? Mars on your
Mars,
side of the world?
Mars is visible. That's right.
Wow. We had Mars a few weeks ago. So I'm thinking that you guys are a little, you're on a different trajectory than what we are. You're a bit
Maybe
higher.
so. Maybe it's on our side of the planet. It's true.
Yeah.
It's
But
very
either
possible.
way, it's something to be grateful for, isn't it?
That's a very good. That's a very good
Segue.
segue. Yep.
What are we going to discuss today, Robert?
Why don't we talk about Thanksgiving? So are you telling me that you do not have any holiday that is designed to bring up the feeling of gratitude in Australia?
Well, yes, Robert, we do not have a specific thing to say thank you. We're not that way inclined. As a nation, I'm talking about for all Australians here, we're already grateful. We're already thankful. We don't need to be told by the government or those powers that be, it's time to be grateful. But tell me about Thanksgiving. Where did it start? Why did it start? And for anyone that's here in Australia, we know what it's called. You all eat. You don't want to be a turkey on Thanksgiving. That's the truth.
So you would like to know how Thanksgiving started.
Well, yeah, and why it's there. But that's a
It
good
is
place
it
to
is a
start.
holiday where it's a national holiday celebrated in the United States, Canada, Brazil, St. Lucia, Liberia, and Grenada. Did you know that?
I knew it was in Grenada, but I.
It began as a day of giving thanks and sacrifice for the blessings of the harvest.
Ah,
And there are similar festival holidays in Germany and Japan. Did you know that?
no, we'll see. As somebody that is Jewish, we actually have. Hi, Jesse. As somebody that is Jewish, we do have a festival of the harvest. We do have that. It's called Shavuot. Now that's
Oh, wow. Really?
but yeah, but that's
Interesting.
another completely different story because we're talking about Grenada, Japan, and Germany, and America, and Canada, and Liberia. That's the best name, isn't it? Liberia. So
Very
tell me,
nice. It is
no,
nice.
it's a good name.
So I'm not a historian. I will tell you that. And I was looking at my phone to figure out exactly the history of it. But it the to be authentically true with you. Um, Typically, Thanksgiving is viewed as a holiday of family
Mm,
and a holiday of thankfulness for the family unit.
hmm.
And so this year was a very strange experience for me, and I think for many others, because many people did not spend their time with their family.
Hmm.
Now, what was interesting for me was that in the past, so the family would gather, my family, nephews and wife, of course, and sister and blah blah blah, and we would have food that my sister would generally make, or we would bring some things, and there would be turkey and roast meat and vegetables and all these kind of really fun whipped potatoes and things like that, green bean casserole. But this year was different,
Yeah.
and my wife doesn't really cook, except she makes soups,
Hmm.
and but she really doesn't like. She doesn't really love to cook. I don't really love to cook, and so we decided. I was thinking about whether to bring in turkey from Whole Foods.
Hmm.
And as I reflected, I realized without family there, the impetus, the desire for turkey was not there. And all the vegetable dishes and all those things. Without family, I didn't feel like having a traditional dinner for Thanksgiving. And so, what my wife and I did, we went to a restaurant in our
Hmm.
neighborhood. We took takeout Indian food, which is my favorite, and Thai food,
Hmm.
and we created our own Thanksgiving based on our own ideals and our own needs. And my wife's a vegetarian, so we had vegetarian dishes,
Beautiful.
and so it was really again, it's very interesting watching how COVID has shifted um, values for us in terms of really it's interesting because we go through life, we take things for granted based on history and patterns and what we've always done,
Hmm.
or I've done that. Let's say I've had patterns and history, and what happened with this holiday reflected the realization that things don't have to be always the same way.
Yeah.
um, but it takes sometimes a pause to be able to do that, to question habits.
Hmm.
um, so how does that, like, how do you relate to that, David?
That's a great. I love the way that you're saying that it's a pause, because in saying that it's a pause, it's actually something that can be a chosen pause, or in this scenario, it's something that is inflicted upon everyone. So
That's
it
true.
does give the chance to be able to explore, thus the name Explorations is another good segue, uh, to explore one's values or one's needs. I suppose the concept is here as well. because we do know what Thanksgiving is, and we do know that it's not a good time for a turkey. We do know that the food is abundant, and that people travel from all over the country in America, and that's still been happening, which has been quite novel to see, that the flights are all still flying and people are still going, and they're defiantly going, and there's still 200,000 cases a day of COVID in America. That's so to us, or to me in Australia, that it doesn't make sense. That's very self. I'm going to be with my family because that's what I do. And so, having the opportunity to make changes and to say, what, to save a life, I might stay home. I'm not talking about the turkey's life. I'm talking about someone else's life that might be on a plane that's ill, that might infect you. Now, I'm not fearful of that. I'm not fearful of that occurring for me or for others. However, it's I don't know where the changes are going to come from.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because the Pope made a statement about just about that, actually. And he said that it's very important. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but my sense of what he, I'm paraphrasing. My sense of what he was, my
Sorry.
sense of what he. That's okay. That's okay. As long as you're laughing. I mean,
I
it's
always
okay.
laugh at my jokes.
So what he said was that it's very, very important to think not only of yourself, but to think of others. And that is the essence of, I think, what you're saying also, that it shouldn't just be about, oh yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to be defiant and I'm going to have my meal and I'm going to be with my family, but then to at least reflect on, am I putting my family in danger? And am I putting others in danger who come to dinner with me? And is that really what I want to do? And again, reflection. But I like that. I like that idea, to think more than just about yourself. And it's very interesting also because, I'm sorry, my wife and I had a conversation the other day.
Yeah.
And we thought about our relationship. And what we realized was that in our relationship, my primary goal is to serve my wife, to have her be really happy. That's my goal. And she said to me the same thing. She said, well, my goal is to make you happy and to serve you. And I thought, what a beautiful concept, where it's all about service to others or service to another rather than service to yourself. And I think that if everyone followed that as a path, we would have a unified world, because we wouldn't only be thinking about only us or me or my, but you and yours and we. Right, exactly. Yes.
And ours. So
yes.
that's wonderful. It's a nice thought, because when I think of the concept of Thanksgiving, that's what I think about. Thanksgiving is the giving of your love, the giving of your gratitude to another for something that they have potentially given to you, or for something that you've actually been able to share with them. I really love our conversations that we have. I think they're always uplifting for me. I learn something every time.
Yeah, me too.
So when we sit down and we look at the concept of what is going to be the next step, the next phase of Thanksgiving, a lot of people look at it from our perspective. When we look at what's going on in America with Thanksgiving, there's huge amounts of family, which is wonderful. That is a great thing. But there's also a huge amount of consumerism. And fortunately or unfortunately, that has come to Australia as well, with another couple of I'm going to call it traditions of America. We have nothing to do with Halloween, but about the last 10 years, Halloween has appeared in our shops, in our retail stores, and it's become a bit of a marketing process for businesses to sell their wares. And the same now with Black Friday. Black Friday is something that has gone crazy in Australia. All the retailers are getting into it. And I don't understand it. I'm confused by it, because what the hell's Black Friday? What's Black Friday? And then today's Monday here in Australia, and guess what? There's Cyber Monday. What the hell's that
Hmm.
got to do with Thanksgiving? So you've got a long weekend, don't you, with
Yeah.
Thanksgiving? When does it
Yeah.
start?
Yeah. I think it's all about marketing. I mean, honestly, I do. I think it's all about how to market goods, how to use um, mass appeal to get people to come into stores and discount items. And you're right. It's consumerism. It's business. Is nothing about. Yeah, I mean, yes, I was grateful about getting my Oculus, 3-4 years ago, but
Your
you know what
what?
Oculus? Oh,
I have
Oculus.
no idea what an Oculus is. An
So
Oculus. Is that like a single eye binocular? You've got an ocular?
it is. It is
Oh, there
not.
you go.
It is not. It is not. It's virtual reality. That was my. I mean, the funny thing about virtual reality. Have you experienced it? Have you experienced any of this yet? Virtual reality, Oculus,
I may
Facebook
have been.
Oculus.
No,
You
no.
put these glasses on, all of a sudden you see 3D, and
I've been to
no,
a 3D movie, but I don't think it's the same.
it's not the same. Well, it could be the same. Did you wear glasses? Did you put glasses on when you did it?
Yes, but then I put my glasses on top of them because I was a bit concerned by the fact that it was fuzzy. So I thought maybe if I wear my glasses and then their glasses, it didn't work. So I put my
It doesn't
glasses
work.
on top
Yeah.
of their glasses, and all of a sudden I had a multi-dimensional thing. And I thought maybe this is what unreality is. And I thought that's cool.
Unreality. Would you define that for me?
I have no unreality is what's not real, or it could be unreal, like as in wow. So there's many different ways of looking at the concept of unreality. It's like another wonderful saying that I have is abnormal. Have you heard of that word?
I have.
That's a shortened word for above normal or about normal. So you can work on that. We'll play with that another week. We're talking about Thanksgiving today.
Yes, we are. So
So
Black Friday. Black
Black
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. So my sense is Black Friday is just a marketing way of getting people into stores and getting
Mm.
people to buy things. I
Before
think that's what.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Why don't they just wait till Christmas to have the sale? So they've got a pre-sale before Christmas to get
What?
people in at 97% off. I don't understand it. It
Well, so
doesn't
people
make
can
good
buy
sense.
so people can buy gifts for their loved ones, right? I mean, that's
But they've
pre.
just had Thanksgiving.
But they
That's when
didn't
they
buy
want to
anything.
say thank you for their gifts. It's all the wrong way around.
It is. It is. It is. So you do not have Thanksgiving in your country,
We
in your
we
continent.
No, not really. Not really. We do
So
have American friends that celebrate. We've been on occasion to them to have the full catastrophe, which is wonderful. I love it to bits. Who doesn't like a good fess up?
it's true. So when people refer to you to Australia, do they
To
say
me,
so? Yeah, to your. So you don't live in a country. You live in a continent. Australia is a continent, correct?
we're an island.
Right, but when I've heard Australia referred to, it's not referred to as a country. It's referred to as a continent. Is that correct, or am I incorrect about this?
Who cares?
That's true.
What's the question, Robert?
That's no. It's all about kangaroos. It's all about kangaroos.
That's so funny. Who cares? We're something. We're a bunch of people. That's one of the things that has saved us, I think, throughout this whole crazy pandemic stuff. The fact that we are like an island in the middle of nowhere. Our closest neighbours are really New Zealand or Papua New Guinea, and then heading further over towards Asia, and then over the other way to Africa. And the States are a long way away.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I've been to Asia, I've been to Europe, but I've never been to Australia. I'd love to go sometime.
you're coming. We'll have wallaby stew.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Do people really eat wallabies too?
Pardon?
Is that actually what you people do? Is that what you do?
You
Actually,
people. So now your country, your people, you are so funny.
do you actually have wallabies too?
I haven't had wallaby stew. I have had kangaroo on numerous occasions. Don't tell my father I don't believe it's kosher. However, it's a very gamey meat, and it's very yummy if cooked, if prepared properly. However, in saying that, yeah, I don't know if people have wallaby stew. I've never seen anyone have it on their menu.
So you're just joshing with me because knowing that my lack of knowledge about the food at in Australia.
And the fauna.
Yeah. So so what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for,
Oh my
David?
goodness. I'm grateful for our conversations, obviously, as I mentioned that before. I'm grateful for waking up every day. That's the first thing that I say. I'm ever so grateful. When I was woken up in the morning, as I mentioned earlier on, by the moon, I actually thought that our outdoor lights had come on, and I thought that there was somebody or an animal walking around in our front yard because we have sensor lights. But then I realized that it was not just in that spot, it was all over. So I got up and I went outside and I was in awe. So I'm absolutely grateful for the moon, for Luna. She's been something that I've got out and howled at on 1,000 occasions. I literally howl at her. I'm grateful, obviously, for my family and for our health and for the health of my parents-in-law, and all of our children and all of our siblings. So I'm very grateful for my business and for my clients, for each and every one of them individually. And they're all part of my gratitude process every day. I call my salon, I call it a her. She is emphasis. And I say, I'm grateful for emphasis and all of her business and all of her clients that come to see us, that choose us, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the food that we have on our table. I'm grateful for the fact that I don't have to do as much work in my backyard tomorrow as I had to do yesterday. So all of these things, I look at gratitude as something it's just a natural part of my being. I look at everything, and even the bad things that are occurring is something to be grateful for. I'll always, I don't know, I call myself the internal and eternal optimist. So I'll always look for things that are the positive side of things, even on the negative things. Shit happens. We know that. Really bad shit happens. Things go down. People can say things to you that can take you out. And then I'll turn it around and say, okay, is there a lesson here? What can I learn from that? So that's something I'm grateful for. Mindset, that ability. Learning, having an interested mind. I don't need to be interesting. I need to be interested, because when I'm interested, everything is has a sense of wonder around it and magic. And I look for that. Actually, I don't look for it. It just appears. And then I'll just start laughing, as you've seen on numerous occasions. So, Robert, I think for me to summarize it into a single sentence, life is what I'm grateful for.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Now I'm going to do this thing. This is called a hand pass. In Aussie rules footy, our balls are like an egg shape. Unlike your American football where they've got a pointy end because he's throwing and it spins around, we don't throw our balls. We hand pass it, right? And so we hold the ball in one hand here. With our other fist, we go boom. So I'm going to handball it to you. You have to catch it though. You ready? Mm-hmm. You want to play?
Sure.
Right. Ready? I'm coming. 1, 2, 3. No, you got to grab it with both hands. We'll try again. That was just practice. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Handball. Well done. We'll do that properly one day. We'll actually have it where we'll have somebody throwing a ball at you so you can grab it. All right, we'll do that. I'll find a way of getting a football to you. Then you can start an Aussie rules football team in New York, which already exists.
So you have a football that's different than our football?
No, we have a football. You guys have a strange looking thing.
Very nice.
All right. What are you grateful for, Robert? Let's finish off on that, because it's 10 after 2 and I said that I was going to be finishing at 2. So, but I want you to come and give me an unlimited amount. Keep going until you stop. Oh.
So what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for our calls. I am. I am enjoying it. I'm grateful for my wife, and I'm grateful for my family, each and every one. I'm grateful for my spirituality and my exploration of consciousness and my desire to want to understand multidimensional reality. I am grateful for Jane Roberts and the Seth material. That was a really major key for me in terms of understanding the power of the mind and understanding our ability to attract events to us. I'm grateful for food. I really love food, and I'm grateful for Indian food, and I'm grateful for I'm grateful for Thai food and Chinese food and Italian food. I'm grateful for baked menegot.
Baked who?
Baked menegot. Oh my God, it's so delicious with the right sauce and fresh mozzarella cheese. I'm grateful for delicious thin sliced pizzas. Um, I'm grateful for technology and my love of technology. I love technology. I love exploring. I love explorating.
Explorating is great.
I'm grateful to be alive at this time and to be able to make a difference in people's lives. I'm grateful for my desire to be of service and to assist and support people in upgrading themselves or rising or moving beyond wherever they are to the next level. I love supporting that process. And I'm grateful for laughter. So I'm grateful for your laughter and your silliness.
Oh.
And well, no, I mean that positively. Your inner child comes out a lot. And I think that's a really beautiful quality. So you in many ways typify the essence of a lot of the work that I do in terms of helping people get in touch with their playfulness. And you have that built in already. So actually you have both the built-in child and the wisdom, which I think is a really powerful combination to have. And I believe that you also have great influence on people and in many different environments. And so I'm appreciative of what you do in the world. I'm grateful for my creativity and my desire to keep creating. I'm grateful for drums and my desire to play drums and to invite others to play them. Yeah, I'm grateful for to be alive, as you said, to be here now.
Awesome.
So really, thank you. Really beautiful session.
I think we've had a wonderful session today. So I'm going to invite people, those people, whether they be in your world or in my world or in the outer world or the underworld, whichever world they're in, that if they've got anything that they want to ask us, that they can pop it down on the Facebook posts. We'll have a look at them afterwards. Neither of us have checked if it's even on Facebook, but I believe it is. And I'm going to actually put up the recording on there a bit later on as well. So if anyone has any thoughts, questions that they want to speak to us about, we would love, or I would love to find out what that is. I'm sure Robert may want to find out as well.
I would.
Excellent. And so we'll speak about that. And we can see next to my shoulder, that one actually. Oh, look at that. I got a bandage on. Gave plasma again today. And it's always fun. I'm up to 47. That's my 47th donation. And the young nurse came to me and said, "You're nearly up to 50. I said, "That's great." She said, "Do you know what you get when you get to 50? I said, "No." And she said, "Nothing." I went, "Yay." And then she said, put your arm back down. I went, oh, sorry, because I had the needle in my arm. So that was interesting. Robert, thank you for meeting me today again. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to do this on a weekly basis. We missed a week in between because something came up. However, we're back on track. It says here, there, episode 6. Next week will be episode 7A. I don't know why. We'll just make it 7A for fun. And on that note, I wish you well. Blessings to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Happy Cyber Monday. Happy Silly Saturday. And Salacious Sunday. What do you want for Tuesday? Taco Tuesday.
All right, David. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Be well.
See you
Stay
soon.
safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.